Christine Padovan and Odette Henderson, and this is the first ever double interview. Now, Odette, you can see her clearly with the video, number one, and Christine has audio. It's Skype, they really need to get that shit fixed. I really don't know what Skype's problem is. They say, oh, now you can do the double interview. Okay, this is ridiculous because now Christine can't see me. I'm slap myself in the forehead because.
Oh, I can see you fine.
Oh, so you saw that.
See me. That's the problem. I can see you guys fine.
So I did. Skype's like, oh, you can now do a double interview, but now it's like freezing. I'm like, come on, why is this so difficult? So anyway, 40 minutes of your time, I'm gonna ask you both of you same questions, and you can go back and forth. Then I'm gonna pass the show over to both of you. You can ask each other anything. You support under good cause. I'm handicapped. I have a learning disability, and you're supporting me through this. And at the same time, you're making new friends. You're making new contacts. So without rambling on, I'm gonna start off with Christine. Actually, I'm gonna start off as both of you. So I'm going to ask you some easy ones, some hard-hitting ones. So, Christine, when you were growing up, what can you tell us about yourself?
Growing up, first born in my family in the United States of Italian parents from Italy.
Italian.
Yeah, Italian, that's right. Sono italiana. So I guess that's a little different than I guess most people in the U.S. Though of course there's a lot of children of immigrants here actually too. I don't know what you want to know. Growing up, grew up in a small town outside of New York City, so I guess that's why people don't hear a very thick city accent, because I didn't grow up in a city.
Yeah, same here.
Per se. What else?
That's completely up to you. You can tell us as much as you want. You can curse if you want to. It's whatever you want to do. I don't mean to impose on you, but you can tell us as much as you want. This is your time, after all.
Well, anyway, went to NYU, New York University, got a degree in psychology and a minor in music and Italian. And, a varied career, 12 years or more in the IT world, with computers, some in neuropsychology, some, in the finance world at Merrill Lynch. So it's been varied. But I now, for the last about 10 years or so, I've been in the entertainment world, and I primarily do narration. So I'm a voice artist that does some commercial, political, and but mainly audiobook narration. So that's kind of what I do.
Oh, that's awesome. And now, Odette. I already know, but for Christine to know, you are an actress, and how did you start your acting career?
Well, the thing is, I didn't actually ever think I was going to become an actress. Like, acting came to me. I was working in New Zealand, and it was the recession in 2009, and I was battling to get work. I was just looking for administration work, like reception or personal assistance or office administrator. And this recruitment agent said to me, she just said to me, like, why don't I try acting? And I was like, oh, whatever, like, seriously? And like, I never in my life thought I would be like in the acting world. And then she referred me to her agent. And the agent phoned me the evening and said to me they want me on a Coors Light beer commercial the next day. And I was like, wow, like, I'm going to try this, like, I'm jobless anyway, and I need the money. So I went to the commercial and I just loved it. And I just said to my husband, I'm never working in an office again in my life. That was it. And since then, I've been acting, but then the last 14 months, I've not actually been acting because I've been writing a book. It's an inspirational book about my life, my obstacles in my life that I've overcome. And so the last 40 months, I've just been focused on writing my book and just publishing it. And it's on Amazon. It's called Poison Rose. It's a biography, and I write about my childhood. I write about all the chapters in my life I've had until now, like all the struggles I've overcome. And my point of my book is to show people that you can go through whatever you in life. You can go through whatever, but you can overcome it because you must just use the power within yourself. If you believe in yourself, you can overcome anything in this world. Just like use the power within. Because when I was 16, I was in a coma, as you know, Keith. And, well, many people know about my coma. And when I woke up from my coma, the doctors did tests on me, like about 12 doctors. And they said to my parents, I'm never going to recover in my life. I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I'm going to be dependent on them. I'm like just going to be like nothing. And I heard this and I was like, hell no, I'm not going to give up in my life. And it took me 18 months of everyday rehabilitation, everyday exercises, and I went through depression, I went through post-traumatic stress, but I did not give up. And here I am today, and I can proudly say I've achieved a lot in my life. And I wrote a book, and I should actually give those doctors an autographed copy of my book and say to them, like, hello, this was your medical. You were wrong, because I just want to, and that's the thing, I did not have a ghostwriter or a professional editor in my book. And I did this for the reason, because I want to show people that even though doctors said their medical facts about me not ever being able to achieve anything, I actually wrote a book. And how many people can say they wrote a book? So I just want to show people that believe in yourself and you can achieve anything, and always just dream. Like your dreams can come true, like, yeah.
No, absolutely. And it's funny to mention that, and it's perfect that you guys are together because you're an actress and Christine works in voiceovers, and you guys can actually help each other if you wanted to. Number one, and number two, you mentioned that you wrote a book. I wrote a book too. Actually, I wrote 2 books.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
The first one I'm not proud of because it's called "Are People Smart or Dumb and Ignorant?" And I basically gave up on that. It's somewhere on the internet. But the other one was called, excuse me, I almost losing my voice. The second one's called When You Overcome Controversy, Dreams Do Come True, Even If You Have a Learning Disability. And I was talking to Exuberus, and I said to I paid about 200, maybe 300 for it. And I said to them, this is what I want you to do. I want you to force it through, but while you're forcing it through, I want you to have someone proofread it, make sure there's no spelling errors, make sure it's readable. Oh yes, blah blah blah, Mr. Andrew, we will make sure of that. Yeah, I got the book. It was the biggest piece of crap you ever imagined. My mom was born and raised from Long Island, so instead of saying born and raised, it said she rised from Long Island. And she said, instead of saying Long Island, it says, I come from Longland. Instead of community college, it was, I went to comedy college.
Oh, that's terrible. Where's your manuscript? Do you have it?
I do, but my computer crashed and I have to do it over again. But, like you said, I could write it over if I wanted to, But
Because Keith, you can publish it by yourself on Amazon.
no, it's already published. I just put a hold on it because now
So,
Exuberus wants an additional $200 on top of that to redo it. And it's like, I'm not paying $600 to. If I'm gonna do it right, I'm gonna do it right. But I'm not gonna.
exactly. But that's exactly why one of the reasons why I did not have a professional editor, because the professional editor, they offered me to do like just to start editing my book. That's only the beginning, $10,000. I'm like, excuse me, then my book will have to be sold for more money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because I will have to make back that money in one or other way. And it's just ridiculous, you know. But my point of my book is I did it by myself, and I'm proud of it. And because of those doctors that said to me, I will never be able to achieve anything. I'm like, well, you know, poison rose.
Well, well, on the same subject, I was labeled by the school and everyone I was growing up with. I was mentally challenged. I was retarded. I'm gonna be a burden for people for the rest of my life. I'm gonna end up in a group home. And I was like, I'm gonna show people that even with a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And I
Exactly.
can turn myself into a perfect example. And you're a perfect example of that. And Christine's a perfect example of saying, if you work hard, look at what I can achieve. And you guys are perfect examples. You two are two women that are inspirations, you know, for doing what you do. And but that being said, I'm gonna pass the show over to you guys now. First, I'm gonna pass it to Christine, put you in the driver's seat. Christine, do you have any questions you want to ask me or Odette? Like I said, you're supporting a good cause and making new friends at the same time.
So Odette, where do you live now? I'm just looking at your stuff online. Where do you live
I
now?
I live in New York City at the moment. I live in Manhattan, and I absolutely love it. It's a very busy, noisy city, but I love it. You know, it makes me feel alive. Where do you live?
It says you grew up in South Africa?
Yes, I grew up in a small coastal town. It's like there's only a few thousand people in my hometown. And beautiful. It's like a mini Miami, you know, if you can picture that kind of thing. It's just like palm trees and the beautiful ocean and a very, very lovely community. You know, everybody knows each other and it's very close-hearted. Like when I was in the car accidents, I was in my coma, and the hospital was filled with people. They said they've never had so many visitors at one patient like they had at me. I was just like, and people I didn't even know came to visit me and support me while I was in my coma. It's an unbelievable community.
Hmm.
Yes, it's called Margate. Margate in Natal, South Africa.
Right. So do you do any theater?
Well, I did one theatre show this year. I did one theatre show. I actually acted as a passive aggressive mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a challenge because it's like totally opposite from my personality. So it really took a lot out of me. Like I was on stage and I was like, the adrenaline was like so much. I was like shaking and my voice was like, like but it was awesome. But I prefer TV to theatre because, as you know, TV and theatre are two totally opposites.
Right.
Like maybe when I'm older, I will go to theatre, but at this moment, I'm focusing on TV and film. I'm actually, the funny thing is, last year I actually threw away my purse in the recycling bin by accident, and my social security card was in it. So I legally cannot work until I get my social security card. So I'm waiting for that, and that will but yeah, probably this week or the beginning of next week, and then I can start working again on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. And how about you? You busy working at the moment?
Well, I'm always busy working. I have constant active contracts in my inbox for audiobooks. I'm right now I've got 30 plus productions. So I'm recording every day, editing every day, and then of course whatever commercials or promos come in through my agents around the country every day, I have to check on too. So normally I'm doing maybe one audition a day for a commercial or a promo spot.
Well, that's excellent. So where are you based?
I was based on the East Coast. I'm now in California.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I could have gone back to the New York area a few years ago, because voiceover, I mean, you don't really have to be anywhere now to be in voiceover, but the majority of big stuff happens in New York or Los Angeles, so I'd rather have the nice weather. I visit my family there in New Jersey, but I don't miss the weather.
It's so funny because it's like we're having it's really cold at the moment in New York. We're like expecting snow and everything.
Right.
But we had a very mild winter. It's warmer than it was last year,
Well, yeah, the winters always go back and forth. So, yeah.
All right.
So you don't have an agent at the moment? I'm looking at your IMDb page. I've got credits too for acting. I'm a SAG-AFTRA actress.
Oh, so, wonderful.
Yeah. I see. I guess you don't have an agent at the moment?
No, I don't. Because, I've been writing my book for 14 months. So I've actually not been focusing much on my acting for the last year and 2 months. So, but now when I get my social security card, my replacement, I'm going to start full, I'm going to go back to acting, and I'm going to, I don't know what's going to happen, but I will, take the toll and get my way.
Well, how did you get on Mozart in the Jungle? How did you get that role?
Oh, that was through Casting Networks.
Oh, okay. KeithAndrewNetWorks.com. Yeah, I'm on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So once I get my social security card replacement, I'm gonna go back to acting, and I'm just gonna see how things go. You never know what's gonna happen in your life. I'm just gonna go with the flow, do my work, get my waivers, eventually get an agent.
Huh?
But at the moment, I'm just freelancing. And I'm just trying to also promote my book, because that's the most important thing at this moment, because I gave a whole 14 months of my life on my book. So I just want to get my message out to the world and promote my book. And I'm also moving next month, so I'm busy packing, and it's like...
Oh, so where are you going?
Only a few streets up. I'm going to Midtown East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I now live in Chelsea, but I'm moving, I think, 30 streets up. So I'm going up in the world.
Yeah. Well, it's a good neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. I like that area.
Yeah, it's nice. It's by the UN, so it's going to be very safe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's just I don't know, I'm not too worried about getting an agent or a manager or whatever. It's I just feel that will come to me when the time is right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always the misconception that people think, oh, you have to get an agent first, but you have to get the work first. I mean, I did film and TV first, and I even had my agents in when I was in Florida, a few years ago. I did 7 years in Florida, which started, for acting and for voice, and I booked a role as this person's cousin in a true life film story, and my agent goes, well, how did you find that? I'm like, well, but there's all sorts of postings, besides casting. It's so funny. The agents sometimes don't even know, and then you're getting these roles. They're like, how did you do that? I'm like, yeah, well,
yeah.
So anyway.
But that's like me. 2 years ago, I auditioned for Adam Sandler film,
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Mhm.
like people ask me like, how did you get that audition? You didn't even have an agent. So I'm like, hello. It's called networking and it's the internet, like, you know,
Right.
you, like so one of my SAG after friends actually told me about the audition and they were looking for a South African. So that's all about networking, like I didn't actually look for that job. Like one of my friends just said, "Oh, audition for this," and I auditioned, and they actually considered me, but they chose a older woman. So
Mhm. Mhm.
it's just one of those things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm proud to say I auditioned for Adam Sandler film.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, like you don't need like an agent is always good. I mean, it's always good, but you don't. It's like I'm not desperate. And like I
Mhm.
just feel work will come to me when, whatever it will
Mhm.
happen. That's what I believe.
Right.
No,
Okay.
no, absolutely. I agree with you. The same thing with me. I give you a funny story. My brother, he has a BA in broadcasting, and when I told him I was doing my show, he still gets annoyed at me, and he says, I went to college for 4 years, and I have a BA, and I have a bachelor's in this degree, and I can't even get a freaking job. But you have Keith over here, and he just did over 296. That just pisses me off. It's like, I didn't go to college, but, I am motivated. I am passionate. I am showing people with a disability I'm not a burden. I can still amount to something. But I do understand his frustrations. If I went to college for 4 years and you have a degree, you should do what you're doing. But we have to look at it. I'm not trying to play the sympathy card. But I'm handicapped and I'm doing this and that. But it's you have to be um, an ultimate like Edge from WWE. You have to be the ultimate opportunist. You have to create your own opportunities. If you see something,
Exactly.
you have to take it. If you just sit back with your hands in your pocket or with your hands out, you're basically gonna set yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
For the longest time, and recently I came up with the two scenarios for myself, called the leash scenario and a glass ceiling. The leash is this is someone holding the leash, and you're gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, and until they have enough room and it's got to stop. And it's like, well, we gave you all this freedom. Let's see what you do with that rope and make sure you don't hang yourself with it. That's number one. The
Yeah.
glass ceiling scenario is what I came up with. You're only gonna go, and your guys are a perfect example of that. You're going to go as high as someone who wants you to go. So as soon as you reach the glass ceiling, you start pushing and take a reference from the doors. Once you break on through to the other side, people start thinking, is he ready? Is she ready? Are they prepared to do the next step? So basically, I use the glass scenario, I use the leash, but it's just, hey, I'm doing the best I can. You guys are mentioning, agents. I can find agents, and one thing I do want to mention, you guys, is Stage 32 that I use to network. Besides LinkedIn, I use Stage 32, and Stage 32 has all these actors, producers, marketing people, and I'm still trying to get copyrighted. No one wants to help me with that. If you guys want to help me, I appreciate it. Um, but I can't get actors. I know actors. I can't get agents or have people represent me because they feel I'm not on their level or I'm not worth their time. But I'm going to be like a couple days, a couple weeks, and I'd be up to 300. interviews, and this is a perfect example. I was Christine, your video worked, but at Skype you get whatever you get. But
Mhm.
when I did my interviews, season 1, I asked people, from the Green Book, where do you stand on gay rights? Where do you stand, Christine, you know this one personally. Where do you stand on gay rights? Where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on that? I said, okay, well, season 2, I'm going to be different. I'm going to ask some more in-depth questions. And Odette, you're a perfect example of this. Did you enjoy high school and college? Did you ever do a human pyramid? What did you want to do with your life? And I'll pass the show over to you, and you can ask me anything you want, what we're doing right now. Season 3 was supposed to be this. Interviewing 2 people at the same time. I was in Woodbury Commons. I was talking to these 2 girls at a store that I was trying to apply at. I was going like this, going back and forth, and I said, can you guys just, get close to sit next to each other so my head doesn't swivel? Because people say, oh, you should talk to a large group, you should get practice to talking in front of people. I was like, okay, well, season 1, I was doing this. Why not interview 2 people at the same time? And now, season 4, and going into 5. Before, I'm going to start interviewing 3 people at the same time. And then 5, I'm going to interview 4 people at the same time. So it's basically given me the practice of saying, okay, now I have the skills to talk to 2 beautiful women at the same time. Now I can use that saying, yes, I can talk to 2 people at the same time without my head swiveling back and forth. And when I start season 4, I'm gonna start interviewing 3 people at the same time. You see what I'm doing? I'm creating myself more opportunities to get practice and to be known. And if you don't do that, if you don't create yourself practices, then no one's going to help you. It would be nice people help me, especially with a learning disability. But I promote myself. I network on LinkedIn, Stage 32, Twitter, Facebook. I should have used MySpace a long time ago when it was relevant. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on YouTube. But it's kind of like my main websites. Stage 32, LinkedIn. And I'm going to go on record is how I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. How I contacted you guys. And I'm going to throw LinkedIn under the bus. LinkedIn has this thing on your phone. If you have an iPhone or Android, I don't know if it works on Android. But iPhone, if you download LinkedIn, you can download your contacts to your phone. And so either, you guys have a phone number on your LinkedIn, then when you download your contacts, you get their number. However, if the person does not have their phone number listed on LinkedIn, sometimes their email, I don't know why my camera thing disappeared. It's really annoying. It has your email, and occasionally your email will act like a phone number. And they're recently showing it on TV. You can make phone calls over Wi-Fi. And that means if you have someone's email, you can call them instead of saying, hey, what's your number? Hey, that's okay, I have your email, I can just give you a call. Now, for 296 people, thanks to you guys, half of those people were really nice, and you guys are a perfect example of that. That's how I contacted you guys. And other people took offense to it. So who the hell are you? How did you get my number? Is this a scam? Is this whatever? It's like, yeah, you're on LinkedIn, you're a jack off, you're a loser, we don't want nothing to do with you. But there's opportunities. When you see it, you have to grab at it. And I apologize if I offended a whole bunch, and I probably did. I probably did offend a whole bunch of people, and I apologize. I have a problem with my mannerisms. I don't walk around saying, I'm going to be an asshole today. And I don't do that. I act how I act. Now, with that being said, wrapping up the interview segment, I just want to say thank you for being a guest on the show, both of you.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.